Check, check. We good? Check, check. We good? Check, check. This is my first time back on Wednesday. I meant to do that. I was just testing y'all to see if y'all was paying attention. Y'all passed the test. You know what I'm saying? Y'all passed the test. So I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. Check, check, mic check, 1 2 1 2. We got people checking in. I appreciate y'all early birds. Y'all got me right because when everybody else get on here, I don't need to be embarrassed if my sound ain't working. So I appreciate y'all, checking in. John Kid Cabrera hit me up with a no sound first. My boy Jay Hud too. He been there doing it. Let me know that everything is good. My boy Mark checking in too. My man Mark. Y'all know how we do, man. This is a necessary bluntness sports talk. What up, though? I didn't get it in when the sound was on, but I got to get it in now. I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. It's Wednesday, y'all. We one day away from NFL Week 4. I know it's not too much to get excited about tomorrow because the Jets are playing the Broncos. Now, Mark ain't going to like when I say that because Mark is a Broncos fan, but I know he's not too excited about what he's been seeing. They've had injuries out the wazoo. Everybody and their mama is hurt on the Broncos. I heard they're doing open tryouts. Maybe time for me to dust my cleats off and get back right. It is what it is. But I'm going to sip my drink. I'm sipping on Body Armor. Y'all sponsor me if y'all want to. I'm looking for sponsorships. But it ain't no thing. It's early, Mark. It's early, Mark. I gotta get on y'all. I gotta get on y'all early, man, because it ain't gonna be too much hype tomorrow for the game. So it'll be a little bit something to talk about. But I'm gonna give my prediction for that game a little bit later. But I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. Like I said, I got a few topics today. I want to talk about some predictions, and then we're just gonna go with that. I may even open up the phone lines, man. I got the phone lines open. I've upgraded my live stream, y'all. It's beautiful because last year, I was live streaming from my phone. This year, I got the whole setup in the shebang. I got the microphone stand. I'm real Cardinal official. You know what I'm saying? I got the setup in the back. You know what I'm saying? I got the jersey frame, the Newton jersey, since I don't really need to wear that no more. So, it is what it is. Yeah, I got the phone lines, man. No, I got the phone lines, man. Don't be surprised, man. We may be a little bit different. We doing it very official for 2020. It's been a hell of a year, but we here, we alive. I appreciate y'all talking about y'all. Football is back, but that's a good segue into my first headline because how long is football gonna be back? Because the moment we probably knew was coming actually came. You know what I'm saying? This is not a bubble. The NFL is not playing in a bubble. This is not the NBA. This is not the NHL. This is the NFL. People are practicing, playing, going home. They out in these streets doing whatever. Cities are opened up, going back to normal. So we knew it was bound to happen, but it did happen. The first cases of COVID amongst NFL teams, during the regular season at least, have happened. The Tennessee Titans had a would you call it a huge outbreak? I'd probably say, yeah. They had total of 9 people, 5 players, 4 staff, and they postponed all team activities. Nobody can go. They're back to the Zoom calls and stuff like that until further notice. I heard Saturday, and who knows if that's going to be the case. I mean, I think there's the COVID protocols for the NFL. I think if you have symptoms, you got to quarantine for 10 days or 21 days, something like that, and got to be symptom-free, plus take 2 negative tests. And if you don't have symptoms but you test positive, you got to, I think it's 10-day quarantine or 4-day quarantine and still have 2 negative tests. So this is really a monkey wrench in our hopes. You know what I'm saying? We were flying by 3 weeks straight. Everything was looking good, plus training camp by case too, but everybody was feeling pretty good, pretty confident about everything, you know what I'm saying? But we knew the clock was going to strike midnight and Cinderella and was going to turn back into the stepdaughter and the glass slipper was going to fall off, you know what I'm saying? And it happened. And luckily, the Minnesota Vikings had 0 positive COVID tests. So I'm really confused about when did all these people from the Tennessee Titans contract the virus? And they probably most likely got it from each other. Who was patient 0? And like I said, fortunately, maybe it's not as contagious as we thought when it comes to teams playing each other or Maybe the Tennessee Titans just didn't take all the precautions they were supposed to. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's really crazy that it came down to this because you see the NBA. The NBA finals start tonight. You know what I'm saying? Game 1. I think the Lakers going to take the series in 6 games just for what it's worth. But this is not about the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But they did the bubble. They've been in the bubble. I know the playoffs started in August. I think they went to the bubble when in like June, July. So they've been in there probably about 80, 90 days almost. And it's crazy. And the NFL season is 16 weeks, regular season at least, plus the playoffs. There was no way they were going to be able to do a bubble, but the bubble seems like the most resourceful way to get the season completed with no COVID cases. But hey, it just wasn't going to happen. It's too many moving parts. There's 53 man on the active roster, and I think they have about 90-something people, maybe 80-something people, whatever, on the NFL roster, plus the staff, the coaching staff, the medical staff, and all that stuff. So it was going to be impossible to be able to manage everybody, but it happened. 9 people. I'm just happy, like I said, it didn't spread to the Vikings. Because if it spread to the Vikings, then you got to cancel the Vikings next game, plus the Tennessee Titans next game. So the scheduling for this is going to be a nightmare because think about it. They said they postponed the games till at least Monday or Tuesday. Now, I'm not going to complain. I'm all for this Tuesday night football. Listen, these 2 days in between Monday Night Football, well, 3 days between Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football, they're my heart. You know what I'm saying? I love me some NFL. So them couple days off in between, they're tough. You mean to tell me I get to have football from Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday? You know what I'm saying? I'm here for that. You know what I'm saying? They should probably do that a little more often. I know everybody thinks Thursday football is kind of, the product is kind of trash, but I'm all for Tuesday night football. However, I have my doubts. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly the Steelers, they're going to be playing the Titans, and the Steelers don't have any COVID cases. So they're practicing business as usual. The Titans are almost set up for failure because, 1, they're going to be down a bunch of players and staff. 2, they're going to be missing out on a lot of practice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows you're not going to be as productive practicing and doing stuff over Zoom compared to being out on that field. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you from personal experience. During quarantine, I was not productive when I was at home. Doing these Zoom meetings seemed pointless to me. When I'm in the office, yeah, pretty much I'm not productive either. But you get it. There's a little bit more pressure and structure when you're in the office together. But when you're at home, you don't get the reps. You don't get the chemistry because there's no preseason. So all these games right now are still considered like a dummy-like preseason per se. So it's going to be tough to replicate the type of practice as the Titans. So going into the game, the Titans are pretty much bringing a knife to a gunfight. You know what I'm saying? And the Steelers' defense is no joke. You know what I'm saying? I know Derrick Henry ain't no joke either, and Ryan Tannehill has had his bright spots, but we're talking about practice, man. Practice. You need practice, and they may not get any. You know what I'm saying? But what happens if they can't play on Monday or can't play on Tuesday? And what are they going to do? Are they going to try to have a nationally televised game, or will it just be regional? You know what I'm saying? It don't matter to me. Your boy got NFL Sunday tickets, so I'm good either way. I'm going to be watching that game whatever night it's on. But let's say you won't get to see the game any other time. There's not a national televised game. Could ESPN hop in? Could CBS? Could Fox? Could NBC hop in and make that a televised game? I mean, the Steelers are undefeated, right? And the Titans are undefeated, right? Too, right? Are they both undefeated? I'm not sure, but that would be a pretty good game. You know, the Titans, they were a playoff team last year. You know what I'm saying? They went to the AFC Championship. And the Steelers are looking pretty good this year. Their defense has been dominating. This could be a good matchup that you could probably get some money off of and televise. So we'll see what happens there. But let's talk about if they can't play on Monday or Tuesday. What's going to happen there? The scheduling will be a nightmare. Now, I've heard some options of people like if something was to happen, like whoever the next opponent would like cancel their bye week and end up playing somebody else or switching everybody's bye weeks around. But at the same time, people only have one bye week. You know what I'm saying? So how much shuffling can you do? You know, Jay Hud says that CBS owns that game for Tennessee, and it's the AFC, so that makes sense. Says CBS owns that game, so CBS would be the one to play if they do it. But I'm sure they got something to do like What comes on Tuesdays on CBS? King of Queens. Is King of Queens even still come on? King of Queens, Big Bang Theory, Little Sheldon, something like that. I'm sure something else comes on Tuesday on CBS. So I'm not sure if it'll be a nationally televised game. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch Young Sheldon or Big Bang Theory or whatever comes on CBS or 60 Minutes or probably CSI Texas, whatever city. You know, they have 1,000,001 CSIs that they play all week on CBS. They can afford to bump one or two for a football game. You know what I'm saying? The CSI, what was it, Miami? You had New York. You had CSI Cyber a little bit with Bow Wow on there. That got canceled. What you got? All kind of CSIs. They can let that go. We're not going to lose any sleep over CSI getting bumped for another week, especially with people not being ready to you know what I'm saying, we're not being ready to record new content anyway. These TV shows are running out of content. Bump that thing back one more week for some NFL games. So I don't think it's a big problem. Mike Jones, my boy Mike Jones came through there. What up, Mike Jones? He said that I need that NFL Sunday ticket. I love the Red Zone feature. Listen, Red Zone, all right, but they be bouncing around too much, man. I you know me, I like to see every play from my team. You know what I'm saying? I like to see every play from my team. And Mike Jones, I was going to say 60 Minutes is dope. Now, 60 Minutes do be having some nice time. I did actually watch it this past week on demand. I didn't watch it live. I watched it on demand, and it was talking about the border wall. So sometimes they have some different stuff. They get some dope interviews every now and then or whatever, but nobody's tripping off losing 60 Minutes because anytime they always promote 60 Minutes on the CBS games, it's available everywhere except the West Coast. The West Coast been doing without 60 Minutes for a while. I'm sure we can do without 60 Minutes for a little bit. So I think we'll be all right for a football game. However, like I said, the scheduling nightmare. Let's say the Steelers. Luckily, nobody's had a bye week yet, so you can still reschedule bye weeks. I think the first bye week is typically what after the first 4 games. So bye weeks will start beginning next week. And what is going to happen if you have to reschedule? So what happens? Yes, John Kitco. Yes, they do still air 2020. 2020 is a thing. You know what I'm saying? I can't even crack jokes because my fiance loves 2020. She loves a murder mystery. She loves somebody killing their old husband for a life insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? My fiance loves that. So I can't even front on 2020 right now because I know somebody that personally watches that. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But I just don't see how this can work out because let's say that they reschedule these bye weeks for the Steelers and the Titans and whoever they have to play. I don't know who they play on whatever bye week that the Steelers and Titans play. But let's say they have to reschedule those games. What happens? There's another outbreak with another team or whichever team that they reschedule with on that bye week. What happens if they have an outbreak? So now they have to move their bye week because let's say the Titans play the Falcons next week or whenever. They reschedule so the Falcons, they get rid of their bye and they play the Titans whenever. You know what I'm saying? They reschedule the Titans game for the Titans bye week, and they take the bye week when they're supposed to play them. Cool. You maybe have to reschedule 4, 5, 6 teams maybe. But let's say the Falcons have an outbreak. Now they can't reschedule. This is not the type of game league where there's a bunch of games. So like my baseball or basketball where you can just cancel some. Nah, there's 16 games in the season. 7 teams this year on each conference are going to make the playoffs. So let's say one team plays 15 games or 14 games. We're going to do it off winning percentage? No. The NBA can do that because you play 80-something games after a while. Nobody plays until after the All-Star break anyway. So you can play a third, a half, or 3/4 of the games, take it off winning percentage for it to matter. If you play a 16-game season, that's not a whole lot of games. You know what I'm saying? You miss one game, that's a big factor. Especially, let's say, the game that you get canceled or you can't play is against the Chiefs, which may be an L for most teams in the league. But without that blemish on your record, you go 10-5 instead of 10-6, and you end up getting in the playoffs because your winning percentage is better than the next guy. What happens there? It's too complicated, man. So I'm a little nervous about the fate of the rest of the season because It's a scheduling nightmare. They run through all these simulations and scenarios when they bring out the schedule. They make the schedule release such a big ceremony anyway because it takes so much time to get it perfect, to get the right primetime games, even though they miss on that sometimes. That there's a lot of legwork that goes into it that it's going to be a scheduling nightmare when it comes to traveling and logistics and all of that. So I'm really nervous, y'all, and it's only week 4 for this season. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. But we'll go ahead and move on to the next time because I got some of y'all watching that I'm sure y'all haven't given the video a thumbs up because I can see the numbers don't match. Make sure y'all give the video a thumbs up. It really helps get the message out so everybody else can join in on the live stream. We can keep this thing rolling, man, because it's the first time back. Dunk on the man. Let me take a sip right quick. Body Armor, holla at me. Body Armor, holla at me. But moving on. So it's a good segue for these COVID cases where the fact that the same day that they announced that these COVID cases had broken out, you also see the punishment for not wearing a mask on the sideline was increased a ton. Now, I'm for hitting people in their pockets because I know that's where it matters. The money is the motive. The money is where it matters. All that above, dollar bills, y'all, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cash rules everything around me. Whatever rap, lyric, metaphor, pun you want to enter, I get it. But these dudes, first of all, they gave one warning, which is fine. I'm good with one warning. And you saw all these coaches get hit in their pockets for a lot of money. Then they hit the organization. So they're going to hit the guy that on the sideline, the head coach. But they're also going to hit the man up top to make sure the message gets down there just in case this $250,000, $500,000 didn't get through to your skull. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get money from your boss and make sure your boss lets you know the message loud and clear. Now, the NFL, this is like, that's very mafia. That was like a mafia move in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. They came back the following week after they go ahead and collected that bag from a couple teams. They went ahead and said, okay, y'all, we're not playing around no more. We're upping these fines to, if you don't wear a mask, we are upping these fines to suspensions. Suspensions. Not fines, suspensions, y'all. They are up. Suspension, you're going to lose your money and you can't play. Now, that's crazy. They're going to make you... They're going to make you quarantine when you're not even sick. They're going to suspend you. They're going to put you at home, boy. My boy Martin said they taxing for the mask. Dude, they are taxing for real. Like, it ain't, a mask is inconvenient. I get it for a coach. You got to pull it up and down if you want to yell and stuff, especially them coaches like Sean Payton that like to whine and cry to the referees all day. I get it. It's tough to wear a mask when you're a crybaby. But at the same time, the NFL said after these COVID outbreaks, we are not playing around. We can only afford to reschedule games once. Like I told y'all before, they can only afford to reschedule games once. If another outbreak happens again, the season will be in jeopardy. And you mess with the NFL's money, they gonna come for you, dog. We're talking about suspensions. You know what I'm saying? Mark said all coaches better get that Andy Reid shield. Hey, listen. Whoever invents the person that can figure out how to wear a shield like that without fogging up or wear a mask with glasses without fogging up, you will make a killing. I'm working on that invention myself because I wear glasses 90% of the time. I wear contacts now when I'm doing film because some of y'all complain about the glare on my glasses. I get it. Y'all want to look me in the eyes. I get it. I can't trust nobody. I can't look in the eye either. The glare on my glasses, it messes with me too. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So whoever comes up with that invention that could defog or prevent fogging on glasses with a mask on, holla at me. I want to invest. But anyway, Jay Hud said it's all about optics. And I agree 100,000 trillion % because the NFL don't care. Actually, they do care. I'm not going to lie. It is about optics for them when it comes to the other stuff like breast cancer, like the military, like domestic violence, like player misconduct, stuff like that. It's all about the optics for them. They're protecting their brand. They're protecting the shield, whatever. But this one, I think is a little bit deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, they can't afford to reschedule any more games after these Titans This Titans COVID outbreak, because that's gonna have a domino effect on the whole season. You can't really. Granted, the Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay, so weather is not really a huge factor. But at the same time, do you know how crazy it is and how wild it is going to be to try to reschedule the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl was in Atlanta a few years ago, 2 years ago, and the logistics of everything that happens in that, like they literally shut down blocks in a city so people can go. People are scheduling hotels to go there. You have media, you have brands, you have commercials, you have TV programs and stuff like that. There's so much stuff that goes into the Super Bowl. If they have to push the Super Bowl back, it sucks. But luckily they have that buffer. They could easily just cancel the Pro Bowl, or the Pro Bowl. Nobody cares about a Pro Bowl. Or they could play a playoff game on the Pro Bowl weekend or something like that. They could easily move stuff around with that, because the Pro Bowl is very expendable, in my opinion. But the Super Bowl, they are not trying to move that Super Bowl. It's too much money. So the NFL is like, bro, it's a trickle down effect, because if you have to move stuff back, it just makes it makes everything a lot more complicated. So they just want these guys to wear these masks. They're talking suspensions, bro. They're gonna make you quarantine. Not to mention, they're talking about taking away draft picks. They are making away draft picks. There are teams in the NFL that are tanking this year. The Jets are horrible. I don't know if they're trying to tank, but I just know that Adam Gase is a terrible coach. They are losing games. Jets fans are mad. The Giants are bad too. The Giants lost Saquon Barkley. They need offensive line bad. They're trying to get a higher pick. There's a top flight offensive lineman coming out of Oregon. They're probably going to try to target in the draft. Who knows? There's so many bad teams in the league that need help in the draft, and they're threatening draft picks. Look, I heard they talk about the rumors. I don't listen to Colin Cowherd, but there's rumors that Adam Gase may get fired after this Thursday night football game against the Broncos. Now, if they win, that'll be kind of awkward, but I don't think they're going to win, because even though the Broncos are beat up, the Jets are terrible. You know what I'm saying? But let's say Adam Gase just wants to be petty. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had that bug-eyed press conference where he looked like he was just on cocaine or something like that. But let's say he wants to be petty, and in his final game as head coach, he decides to not wear a mask or have a mask violation in order to get the team loses a draft pick. You know how pissed. Look, I can appreciate a good petty prank or retaliation, but let's say Adam Gase's farewell and middle finger on his way out the door is to make sure the Jets lose draft picks just for good measure, just as a good middle finger on the way out the door. You know what I'm saying? You know, people like to do crazy stuff when they quit their job or they get fired. They'll flip tables. You know what I'm saying? They'll steal burgers from Burger King, stuff like that. People do crazy stuff when they score and they lose their job. Let's say Adam Gase decides to not wear a mask all game. People try to tell him, he says, nah, I'm good. Doesn't wear a mask. He's the head coach. What are they going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the head coach. What if they lose draft picks and all the suffering that the Jets fans are going through isn't worth it, because they take a first-round pick, or they take a second-round pick, or they take a third-round pick? You know what I'm saying? In that instance, I'm sure the NFL is not that cruel. They won't take that high of a draft pick. But at the same time, what if Adam Gase did something that petty on the way out the door? It's crazy. These dudes are talking about, I say it again, suspensions and draft picks. The NFL is not playing with y'all, man. They are not playing. You're going to wear these masks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this is America, and we got these gun-toting Americans that wants to have these freedom of choice and all that. But the NFL said, nah, y'all going to wear these masks. We're going to get this money. We're not rescheduling no more games. The NFL's not playing around, man. But let me catch up on some of these. My boy Mike Jones says, stay home, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Andy Reid, face shield. Hold on. He said 2 Chainz voice. Let me try to do it. He said, stay home, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Andy Reid, face shield. That ain't, it's a stretch, but that's some 2 Chainz type stuff. I get it. You know what I'm saying? My boy Lucas strolled in. What up, dude? You know what I mean? It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a long 2020. We all been away. You know, my face ain't been on the live stream in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I actually was talking about the Packers on Sunday, Lucas, on the live stream. You weren't even on here. I gave y'all some love because I was hoping y'all would beat the Saints, and y'all did what y'all had to do. This week, I got a chance to beat the Falcons. You might get Dan Quinn fired this week. The Packers are rolling. You know what I'm saying? The Packers are rolling. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's praising Matt LaFleur, and let's just say he got a key. He got the keys to a Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers, we already know what he does and what he do. When he's healthy and plays the whole season, he's motivated. He has his wide receivers that's competent. Everybody try to make stuff bigger than what it was with them drafting Love at quarterback, but Love has been inactive. Like, what y'all really, people really thought that they were going to dress him out and push him to try to push Aaron Rodgers out the door. No, come on, dude. Love ain't ready. He's got the tools, but he's not ready. I know we've seen this picture before, and everybody likes narratives, and they wanted to be the Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers scenario all over again. But no, Aaron Rodgers is still the man. Still. You still see him every other commercial break. Even though Patrick Mahomes trying to move in on his State Farm money, we still see Aaron Rodgers doing his thing, making these funny commercials. Aaron Rodgers is still the man. And he may not even be the best Aaron on the team, because Aaron Jones is probably the most underrated player in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Jones is the most underrated. This dude, and the thing about Aaron Jones is, and me being a former running back, he runs, his style of running is very, very different. It's a scrappy, like a scrappy a wide receiver in open field type of running style. He doesn't really have. He doesn't look like a running back that kind of runs behind his pads all the time, whatever. But he breaks tackles. He's fast. He hits the home run. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He can line up at wide receiver, catch passes out of the backfield. He gets all kind of touchdowns. He always hits the home run because it's just, he can really do it all. But like, he gets overshadowed by the brand of Aaron Rodgers that people don't want to give Aaron Jones that credit. But this dude really is putting up ridiculous numbers. And I know he would have been sharing carries with Jamal Williams and stuff like that, and that's probably why he doesn't really always get all the credit he deserves. But this dude is a baller. He produces. He puts up numbers. Like the Packers, their play action game is very good, and a lot of it is because of Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones can do it all. Like I said, like it's really not much more I can say about him. This dude just puts up ridiculous numbers, you know what I'm saying? So I know Lucas is foaming at the mouth because I'm talking about the Packers a lot here. Mark Wright said Aaron Jones is that guy. Dog, he is a baller, you know what I'm saying? Lucas said we're going to get the ship. A-Rod has the power of the hard count right now. With no fans, his hard count is nuts. Yeah, it works on the road and at home. You know what I'm saying? Lucas said Love probably going to start in maybe 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I agree. And he said Aaron Jones is nasty. I agree also. And he said, or Tay Adams or Kenny Clark. Dude, the Packers have weapons. Clearly, Devontae Adams didn't play, and they exposed the Saints. Listen, the Saints are not that good. I know if you've been watching my channel for a while, I've been telling y'all the Saints ain't that good for years. But this time, the rooster finally comes home to cock-a-doodle-doo. The Saints are not that good. I'm trying to tell y'all, they defense is suspect. They DBs are not good. All they do is grab, hold, pass interfere. It's just up to the refs. If the refs want to call it, they'll call it. If not, they're not. The refs, they're not calling offensive line holding and stuff like that. They're calling pass interference and holding on to DBs. Now that you can't challenge that stuff, they're calling it like they should. They're calling it every time, dude. Like, they're calling it on offense. They're calling it on defense. They're calling it both ways this year. I know everybody was crying about Jalen Ramsey and Michael Gallup earlier this year, but they're calling it both ways. You know what I'm saying? They took their attention off the holding calls on the offensive line, which is annoying, and they decided to put it on the wide receivers and the DBs where it matters the most, and they're calling them left and right. You know what I'm saying? So let me catch up on this. Evan said burgers. Really? Yeah, I said burgers. I worked at McDonald's for 7 years, dog. I've seen fish sandwiches get thrown at people. I've seen people throw water cups at people because customers are mad about their order being wrong. I've seen it all. I worked at McDonald's 7 years. From the age of 15 through high school and college, I was only during the summer during college. But I worked there for 7 years. 7 years, hard years. Making barely over minimum wage. I was too young to know any better. But I was making barely over minimum wage. I've seen some disgruntled people. Do you know how mad you are when you're making minimum wage and you have to go through that BS of somebody throwing a filet fish sandwich at you? You would take burgers with you too when you quit if you had to go through all this BS just for the little bit of money that McDonald's tries to do. And don't get it twisted. McDonald's is hard work. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can't do it. Everybody thinks flipping burgers. Everybody can't do it. You know me, I worked the whole store. I did the register. I did the stocking of the truck. I pretty much did everything but count money. I worked the drive-thru. I worked the front counter. I busted tables. I cleaned toilets. I'm not proud to say, but I did do it. I did it all. It builds character. But people are disgruntled when they leave. Like I said, we'll see what Adam Gates does on his way out. I doubt he would do that with the mask, but it is what it is. John Kitco said Dan Quinn still has a job. Yes, unfortunately, I guess Arthur Blank is doing. You know what I'm saying? There's like what unemployment is like what 10%, 15%. But Dan Quinn is not one of those people. Dan Quinn still has a job. You know what I'm saying? Trill One said, "What up, though?" You already know. What up, though? We in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep it moving. Appreciate you checking in. Trill One, he a real one. He been here for a while. He won the day one. Unnecessary bluntness subscribers. Trill One's a real one. You know what I'm saying? He been here for a minute. Let me get going. Evan said, hold on, don't talk about my boys. What boys? Oh, those Saints? Nothing. What are the Saints right now? They tied with Carolina in the division. Carolina, we trying to tank for Trevor, and y'all got the same record we do. Drew Brees looking mighty pedestrian. But I appreciate that because I have Alvin Kamara on my fantasy team. He's been going crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's putting up wide receiver numbers. You know what I'm saying? He's been getting so many checkdowns from Drew Brees. I looked at the numbers, said in fantasy football, if Alvin Kamara was just a receiver and didn't have his rushing yards, he would still be the 4th ranked wide receiver. I mean, I think Drew Brees' average depth of target is like 3 yards. And that's being generous. You know what I'm saying? I'm laughing because I'm mad too because Jared Cook is on my fantasy team also. He don't throw it to Jared Cook like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little pissed off about that, but Lucas said Lattimore ain't too bad. He is bad. He holds too much. He gonna get that bag this year though, because they gotta pay him. But he's not that good in my opinion. He could lock up Mike Evans, but that's pretty much it. He grabs and holds everybody else, especially Julio. He said Breeze looking his age. Yep. So is Phillip Rivers. So is Tom Brady. Who else looking their age? What other old guys are in the league? Yep, pretty much. I think I pretty much covered everybody. They're looking their age. You know what I'm saying? And these veteran quarterbacks, they're winning the game with their mind. Yeah, by throwing checkdowns left and right. I guess if you have a good defense and a running game, you can do that. But Drew Brees, you don't have your top receiver and Michael Thomas, and your defense, even though they've been, top 10 in a couple categories, they're not dominating and stopping anybody. Your DB's been suspect for years. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Let me keep going on this list. Jack Rabbit is not the worst. Just some PI. I mean, Jack Rabbit okay. You know what I'm saying? Jack Rabbit is okay. But he ain't all that. He's picked up the ways of the Saints because they play a very aggressive. That's what happens. You play a very aggressive style of defense. Your linebackers fly to the ball. You blitz. You know what I'm saying? They are a hard-hitting team and stuff like that. They go for turnovers and stuff like that. They take risks. So when that happens, you're going to miss tackles. You're going to get PI, stuff like that. That's just the way it is. That's how the Seahawks used to be. The Seahawks, the Legion of Boom, they used to get all kinds of pass interference calls, but that's just because they're so aggressive. Oh, Lucas said Big Ben. How could I forget about Big Ben? Yes, Big Ben, that defense is fire. The running game has been doing okay. We'll see how long they go. You know what I'm saying? How far they go. They're still playing pretty strong right now, but Big Ben hasn't been looking like the typical Big Ben. But we keep it moving. So I appreciate y'all on here. Y'all go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate that too. While y'all at it, cause y'all for real. Day one, yeah. Trill One say day. I'm telling you, bro. Look, that's the thing about me. I remember all the little. I'm still a little guy in this YouTube game. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. I've been doing it at it for a couple years. But that's my favorite part is talking to y'all in the comments, having a conversation back and forth. The people that be showing up on every video, I know who y'all are. I recognize y'all names and stuff like that. I mean, y'all seen my face. I haven't seen most of y'all faces, but I remember y'all names and stuff like that. We know how it is, man. It's what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's a necessary bluntness. But like I said, make sure y'all get the video thumbs up if y'all hadn't already. But that's actually a good segue to me talking about this, because Michael Thomas actually returned to practice today. You know, he had the high ankle sprain that happened. He got rolled up on trying to block for a running play. And that's the prime example why receivers do not block for running backs, because they're scared to get rolled up on. You know what I'm saying? Like, the receivers are selfish. Let me just put it like that. We all know receivers are selfish. They want the ball. They want to score touchdowns. They want to get yards. They do not want to block. They do not want to block. But a lot of the times, the big plays that happen for running backs are because of downfield blocking from wide receivers. Michael Thomas, the 20-something $million man, got rolled up on. High ankle sprain is supposed to be, 4 to 6 weeks? It's been, probably 2 weeks for him. He's back to practice. He's going to be out this week, obviously. I probably say he starts running a little bit more next week. I give him back. That probably put him back on the 5th week or the 4th week. You know what I'm saying? The Saints need it bad because the Bucks, I don't think they're that good either. But they're going to start running away to the division because I don't think the Saints could. Drew Brees is 0-3 when Michael Thomas is injured in his career. In Michael Thomas's career, that is. Obviously, Drew Brees has been in the league almost before Michael Thomas was probably even born. But with Michael Thomas, since he's been on the team, Drew Brees is 0-3, winless. He hasn't won a game. Over, whatever you want to call it. Drew Brees has not won a game without Michael Thomas in his career. 0-3. You know what I'm saying? His passer rating drops by 20 points. I'm not just making this stuff up. Y'all can fact check me. I know y'all probably listened to a lot of lies last night on that debate. If you watched it, I'm not telling these lies right now. His passer rating drops by 20 points. He's 0-3. Those are facts. Drew Brees is not that guy anymore, man. It used to be Drew Brees could just throw to anybody. He was so accurate. Oh, he's the most accurate quarterback. He throws 80%. He completes 80% of his passes and stuff like that. He can do whatever. Yeah, anybody can throw a rock in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? If you're throwing the checkdowns all day, he's been doing this for years. I've been trying to tell y'all. Y'all tried to throw the completion percentage in my face, but when I told y'all that 30% of his completions went to running backs, y'all didn't believe me. Y'all know Saints are a heavy screen team anyway, so y'all didn't want to believe me. It's easy. It's easy to throw darts in the 5 to 10 yard range. That's cool. But if you look at his pass chart, you can see Drew Brees just refuses to stretch the ball down the field. And when you got a guy like Emmanuel Sanders is not a possession receiver like Michael Thomas. Emmanuel Sanders wants to stretch that field. Emmanuel Sanders, he's had surgery on his leg, but Emmanuel Sanders can still go get that thing. He wants to go get that thing. But Drew Brees, he ain't got it in him no more. He don't trust himself anymore. You can kind of see in that Packers game, he was just so hesitant. Even when they were losing, he was still throwing checkdowns at Alvin Kamara. It just so happens that Alvin Kamara has the best balance in life. Like, listen, Alvin Kamara has some of the best balance you don't see this type of balance every day. Like, this is really ridiculous. Like, nobody can tackle him one-on-one. And people still try to go at him high. Like, don't go at Alvin Kamara high. Like, I don't understand. Like, he breaks so many tackles. Y'all have heard me talk about him before. I told y'all he was the best player on their team, probably his rookie year or his second year, offensively at least. And this dude was the best player, probably the most important player, because that check down, Drew Brees relies on it so much. He gets so much yards at the catch. Alvin Kamara is a problem. Like, that run he had on Monday it didn't even seem like much because he made it look easy, and a lot of the times it looks like he's jogging. But that's one of the best runs I've seen in a while. I know it wasn't Beastquake or nothing like that, but that was a heck of a run by this dude, man. It was crazy because he gave me 40 points in fantasy, and I ended up scoring almost 200 points in my work fantasy league. I play against these people at work, and they don't really know that how much I really know about football. So they're really gonna see me win all this money on them because it was $0 to enter. We had to draft like months ago, and I think they're gonna give out weekly prizes and a big grand prize for no entry. And I'm like, I'll take that money. So I appreciate that. But Trill wants to say show love to all my Panthers brothers and sisters. Yes, sir. It is all love. You know, we got to keep pounding. Evan said we're talking about Minnesota had to shut down because of COVID. What I think, man, we already talked about that, man. I put that in. I know you're about to be a future daddy, man, but listen, I put the promo that the live stream was starting around 8 o'clock, 8:30. I had to count down to give people time to come here. We talked about that earlier about the COVID stuff. You got to go to the playback, Evan. I know you my fam, you my cuz. You know what I'm saying? You're my cuz, but I can't backtrack, man. We can get back. Maybe we can get back on a little bit later. But we got to keep the thing moving, man. You know what I'm saying? But like Jones said, Bucks running game gonna win in the division, barring injury. Tom gonna get through them through the playoffs. Listen, I'm trying to think. Do the Packers play? Do the Packers play the Saints this year? Let me check the schedule. I don't know if do the Packers play the Saints? It may be something to look into. You know what I'm saying? But the Packers are for real. The Packers are in the NFC. It's quite top heavy, but I like the Packers a lot. The Cowboys are going to win a division, but the Cowboys, the Seahawks don't have any defense, but their offense, obviously they have Russell Wilson. It'll be a good matchup between them and the Bucks defense, who have been playing pretty steady. But there's a couple contenders in the NFC that could really push Tom Brady, but they'd have everybody and their mama want to go play in Florida because there's some perks to playing. Of course, everybody wants to go play with Tom Brady. Everybody want to go play with LeBron in Miami and South Beach. It's cool. It's South Beach. You got the women, the weather, all that stuff. But the big thing is you can take a pay cut to go to play in Miami or in Tampa because you don't pay any state tax. There's no state tax in Florida. No state tax. Everybody's like, no, they don't have state tax. Florida, Texas, Tennessee, places like that, there's no state income tax for individuals. So all that money, those 8 games that they make money for, they don't pay any tax on that. So you have a little bit more, you have a little bit extra money in your pocket. So it's cool to take a pay cut because you ain't got to pay Uncle Sam any extra money like that. So people are more willing to come to play in Florida, especially when it's stuff like that. Tom Brady not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, him and Bruce Arians. Nah, Tom Brady gonna secure that bag too. Don't let it fool you. Yes, they have weapons, but it's about that money at the end of the day. Tom Brady, he not paying those. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I bet you nobody bought a house down there. I mean, they may own a house already, but because you have to pay property taxes on your house because they have to make up for all that income tax they're not charging. So property tax is stupid high. It evens out. But the Bucks, they're going to be tough. We'll see what they do against the Seahawks and them folks like that. Somebody said, so Trill One said, without Thomas, Bree's name is Owen. 0-3. 0-3 for now. Maybe 0-4. You know what I'm saying? 0-4. I'm going to call it 0-4. OWEANDFO. 0-4. That's what we're going to start calling him if they lose again without Michael Thomas. Like you're saying. Or after a while, we're going to be calling him overrated. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't hear that from me. Actually, you did hear that from me. I've been saying that for 2 years. Drew Brees has been falling off. I've been trying to tell you guys. It feels so good to be vindicated. People are seeing what I've been seeing for 2 years. You can go back. One of my first YouTube videos was talking about how Drew Brees had been falling off. But I ain't going to keep beating the dead horse. John Kiddo said he missed Cam, but it looked like he'll be more successful with Belichick. Yeah. That's a for sure. That's a for sure right on. You know what I'm saying? He may not get an MVP or a Super Bowl this year, but if he plays all 16 games, there's no doubt in my mind Cam Newton will win comeback player of the year. I don't care what Big Ben does. I don't care what the Steelers do. The Steelers can go 16-0. If Cam Newton plays all 16 games, regardless of the Patriots' record, Cam Newton will put up enough numbers and be productive enough to win comeback player of the year. Period. Like, I don't know why. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about because people, it's just so funny. Like, maybe I see it, we see it as Panthers fans probably see it a little bit different because we've been following Cam. And if you actually like Cam, if you weren't part of the Ford F-150 fan base that just thought Cam Newton, because he acted the way he did and he was so flamboyant, he didn't act like all the clean-cut quarterbacks, and you want to talk about all this and that, what he did, the dancing, the outfits and stuff like that. Like I said, the F-150 fan base. If you actually paid attention to Cam, you knew that Cam was not the problem. Cam Newton wasn't perfect. I'm not going to say he was perfect, but the lack of offensive line, the lack of protection in Carolina, the bad play calling, the bad offensive coordinator. Like I said, I mentioned the lack of offensive line. This dude had a different left tackle. Like the Panthers have never started the same left tackle in consecutive seasons since Jordan Gross retired. And I think that was 2013. That's 7 years of a different left tackle every year. You know what I'm saying? And if they were good, they would have got an extra contract. I can name a couple: Byron Bell, Matt Khalil, Michael Orr, Russell Okung. Who else? Mike Remmers. I can't name them all. That's a lot. That's 5. I'm only missing 2, and it's just a swinging door, man, of those guys. And now that he has an offensive line, that's good. A play caller like Josh McDaniels, who is going to actually cater to his skill set and do stuff that's going to help him be successful. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to put a square peg in a round hole, or not trying to make a completely college-based offense in the NFL, but actually mix his own concepts with stuff that actually Cam does well. You see what can happen when somebody has quality coaching and offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Like Cam can't block for himself, and Cam can't catch for himself. His weapons aren't great, but they're a little bit better than some of the worst team. He's taking a worse set of weapons to the playoffs. If you're a Panthers fan, you remember 2017 when we literally had nobody at wide receiver, like Russell Shepard, Kalen Clay, Brenton Burson. If you're not a Panthers fan, you probably never heard of these guys because they're nobodies. They're not in the league. This is just 2017. These dudes that I'm naming are not in the league. Cam, he elevates. That's what he does. He elevates the people around him. He makes people better. Teddy Bridgewater doesn't do that. I don't know why the Panthers wanted to get rid of Cam for Teddy. If they unless they were planning on tanking, but clearly they're competitive enough to not be. Teddy's that middle of the line quarterback that he's not gonna be bad enough that you want to bench him, but he's not gonna be good enough to get you over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like it used to be the Andy Dalton rule about how good your quarterback was. Now it's the Teddy Bridgewater rule. He is the par. He is the definition of mediocre in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You put your quarterback up against Teddy Bridgewater. Is your quarterback better than Teddy Bridgewater? No. Then you need to look for a quarterback in the free agency draft. Is your quarterback better than Teddy? Yes. Okay. Keep him. Build around him. Try to make it work. Teddy Bridgewater is the middle of the pack. You know what I'm saying? The middle of the pack. And they got rid of Cam Newton for him. Cam Newton. I keep doing this motion. Do it with me at home. Elevate. He makes people better. Julian Edelman, that's why you see him have a career high in yards. All them years he was playing with Tom Brady, throughout the having taken steroids, all this stuff, whatever Julian Edelman did. You mean to tell me he never had a career passing yards game until he played with Cam Newton? Cam Newton actually had a guy that has dependable hands and that can get open and catch passes. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton makes chicken salad out of chicken poo. You know what I'm saying? This is a G-rated show, so I'm not going to say the cuss word. You know what I'm saying? But he makes stuff happen. And my biggest problem, like I said, the reason why I got on this is because of the national media narrative. Like, why did it take him getting out of Charlotte? Now everybody can tolerate the Patriots. Like, the Patriots were the most hated team for the past, 20 years? They had been hated for so long. I ran out of hate. I stopped hating the Patriots probably about 5-6 years ago because I don't have enough hate in my heart to hate them for over 20 years when Tom Brady came to glory. I don't have enough hate in my heart to do that. But they were still the most hated team. And now Cam Newton, he was more of the love-hate guy. He had a lot of haters. It was a love-hate thing. You either loved him or you hated him. A lot of people talked about his outfits, the dancing, being flamboyant, like I said. But now that he's playing with the Patriots, you put one of the most hated quarterbacks in the NFL with the most hated franchise, and now they're a national darling. Now everybody wants to be a Patriots fan. Now Cam's so funny. Oh, Cam giving nicknames to all his teammates and Bill Belichick. Oh, it's so cute and whatever. Oh, Cam dancing in the end zone and yelling. It's so energizing and it helps his teammates get hype and stuff like that. Whatever. Dude. This is Cam Newton's footwork is so much better now. Like, he's making good throws and he's being smart and doing all this and that. No. Cam Newton has literally been the same quarterback since the beginning of time. Like, he's literally been the same guy. Like, the personality, everything that comes with it. He's been the same guy. One, y'all just started paying attention and stopped listening to the national narrative. Or y'all just listening to the new and latest national narrative. And 3, y'all just don't want to eat y'all crow. Y'all wrote Cam off. Don't play. Y'all, I know who y'all are. Y'all wrote Cam off. Y'all said he was washed up. Y'all said he was too old, even at the age of 31. Even though Big Ben's with 38. No, 38. Aaron Rodgers in his late 30s. Brady's in his 40s. Y'all wrote Cam off as being old, beat up. He's he ran so many times as a running back and stuff like a running back that running backs usually only play till they're about 30 years old too. So it makes sense that Cam Newton is washed up at nah. Y'all gotta eat that crow, man. I'm not gonna tolerate that. The disrespect that y'all was giving this man, y'all gotta eat that crow. Period. Eat that crow, fall on the sword. Don't try to change the narrative talking about, oh, Bill Belichick has him changing his. No. This dude has been with the Patriots for 3 months. You think Bill Belichick has magically made Cam Newton a miraculous better passer to the point that he's completing almost 70% of his pass? No. Cam been putting in that work. He wasn't perfect, like I said. But he's been the same guy. He's continuing to work on his craft. He's been continuing to get better. He just was not healthy. How can you continue to work on your craft when you're rehabbing during the offseason? Cam actually had extra time to rehab, work on his craft still some more. That's why you're seeing the best version of Cam Newton that you've seen in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just tired of the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep moving. Let me get some of these comments. Evans, I should do a segment on sleepers around the league. Remember this name, Kyle Duggar, for the Packers and for the Pats. Oh, I know Kyle. Well, I knew Kyle. I don't know him, but I know that's your boy. I know y'all played together in college. Lenore Ryan's finest. You know what I'm saying? Playing safety, because I think Patrick Chung opted out for the Patriots this year too. So Duggar's getting a lot of playing time on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously a guy that has dreads is going to stick out on the football field. So you're going to notice him automatically. But he's been getting some playing time. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses in that Bill Belichick defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he typically gets the most out of his players. So I'll be looking forward to see how Kyle Duggar does in the future. You know what I'm saying? Duggar. Not Duggar. Somebody will catch that. Trill 1 said, I wanted the Panthers to draft Duggar, but I'm happy with Chin. Chin? The Crimson Chin? Number 21 for the Panthers. Second round pick out of Division 1 AA. Jeremy Chin? Yeah, him? That dude is a beast. He's on pace to have 144 tackles as an outside linebacker / safety / whatever Cam Chancellor, diet Cam Chancellor light, whatever you want to call him. This dude is all over the field. He's on pace for 144 tackles. Jeremy Chin is a monster, man. You know what I'm saying? Trill 1, he said, Trill 1, you a smart guy. Everybody agree that Chin is balling. Jay Hud said they wanted Teddy for Joe Brady's system. Listen, I'm going to give it a couple weeks. I'm not going to lie. But I don't know if y'all make sure y'all go check out my film breakdown I did on Brian Burns. I'm going to do some more film breakdowns. And on my preview for the matchup against the Cardinals, I'm going to talk about our red zone offense. I'm going to give you some tape about how our red zone offense look. I want y'all to get the full view of what went wrong, because some of it is fall on Teddy. Teddy gets a little bit of happy feet in the pocket because the protection isn't that good. Some of it's offensive line. Some of it is the running game with Mike Davis. But some of it is also Joe Brady. I think this is not college anymore. I don't know if it's just because Teddy is not as comfortable with all those playbooks and the stuff that he wants to do compared to what he did in college. But for him to come from an offense that threw for 6,000 yards in college, I know I'm not expecting that also. But I would expect a lot more production with all the speed that the Panthers have at wide receiver. Like Joe Brady, like I said, he helped Joe Burrow get the Heisman last year. But I was expecting a little more Saints-like, some more tight end screens on the middle screens, a lot of running back screens. I think we tried some, but they don't look as good as they do when the Saints run it. Why can't we get it to look like how the Saints do? Because they brought it, Teddy. Yes, they did it for Teddy, but people don't realize Teddy also had one of the best offensive lines in the NFL with the Saints. The Panthers have never had one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. Not as long as I can remember. And I've been a Panthers fan since as long as I can remember. You know what I'm saying? And I'm almost 30 years old. It's different when you don't have Kamara. and Murray and Michael Thomas and Jared Cook and who else? A good offensive line like Andrews Pete, Teron Armstead, stuff like that. Ryan Ramczyk, all those guys. I'm naming all the guys I can name from the Saints as possible. I mean, I don't know those guys. They're irrelevant to me. But I'm calling out who I know. It's hard when you don't have that good of talent around you. Like I said, Teddy doesn't elevate. Teddy gonna drive that bus. You know what I'm saying? He can drive that bus. He can steer, make sure everything goes straight. Check both ways. He gonna do everything by the book. He gonna make sure his seatbelt's buckled. Make sure everybody else seatbelt. He's gonna play it safe. Play it safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna take that many chances. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna stop at all the red lights. He's not gonna run into yellow lights. He's not gonna do none of that. But Teddy is just gonna play safe. He can drive the bus when you got good talent, but the Panthers don't have that. The Panthers pretty much turned over most of their roster, and they have a lot of young guys. Teddy is not built to elevate. He's not built to elevate. He's not built to elevate. I'm going to keep doing it. He's not built to elevate like that. So until the Panthers decide to, I don't know if they really thought about Teddy being long-term. I know they mentioned they were scouting Justin Herbert pretty deep. They kind of let that slip in a press conference last week when they were talking about Justin Herbert. But I don't know, man. Teddy's, and I hate to beat up on Teddy because I like Teddy in college a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's literally the complete opposite of the stereotypical black quarterback that people want to put in the box. He's not very fast. He doesn't run that well. He doesn't have a strong arm. He's actually fairly accurate, you know what I'm saying, when he in the short and intermediate. But he just can't elevate the players around him to be better. He drives that bus. He drives that same route. You know what I'm saying? He can't freestyle. He ain't no taxi driver that can maneuver, get you to different places fast, you know what I'm saying, make stuff shake. He's a bus driver. Bus drivers have routes. They got to stick to those routes. You know what I'm saying? They don't take shortcuts and back roads like that. Bus drivers stick to routes. Stuff needs to be laid out for them perfect with the best course of whatever traffic. A taxi cab driver, if they run into an accident on Main Street, boom, they gonna come back street, go to Peachtree, and hook a left right here because they know all the stuff to go. They gonna make stuff happen. That's what a quarterback can do that elevates. They can run. They can do stuff on the fly. They can make stuff happen when stuff isn't perfect. Teddy's a bus driver. You know what I'm saying? And that is your official Colin Cowherd metaphor of the day for me. That's something Colin Cowherd would say. He usually compares everything to like a marriage or a relationship or some kind of stupid metaphor. That was my stupid Colin Cowherd metaphor. John Kitco Barrera said, "Do I think Matt Rule will make us a winning franchise?" The progress has been real so far, man. I've liked what I've seen from the defense so far. Matt Rule and Phil Snow, they've been stuck together at the hip for a while, apparently. But Matt Rule, I don't know. I don't want to have blind faith in the process, but I want to trust it. You know what I'm saying? I was a little bit pissed about how the scenario went down with the fallout with, with Cam Newton and stuff like that, and how they handle the whole thing, how they've been lying. And they do tell, I mean, most coaches, they lie in the media, period. Like Ron Rivera's lying in the media. Matt Rule lies in the media. He's made some bad coaching decisions. So I don't know if it's just something he's going to have to take his lumps or he's maybe just in over his head. We don't know. We've seen college coaches be one and done. Remember Nick Saban, the greatest college coach of all time? Nick Saban did 1 year with the Dolphins. The same guy that turned down Drew Brees because he thought his shoulder was too injured, just for him to fall in the lap of Sean Payton, and the rest is history. Yeah. That's that Nick Saban. Nick Saban was at the Dolphins for a year. Bobby Petrino, Motorcycle Bobby, that was riding on the motorcycle with his side piece. You know what I'm saying? That left the Atlanta Falcons in the middle of the year without saying anything, and did a Louisville Cardinals press conference like 2 days after he quit the job. A no call, no show for the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? College coaches will head for the hills if stuff gets too tough for them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. It's tough, but I don't know. It's just, but the last topic I want to talk about before I move to the predictions is NFL.com. They released an article. NFL.com, they released an article talking about the top 10 deep passers in the NFL. Now, this isn't an opinion-based article. This was based on the analytics and the next gen stats. You know, the next gen stats, they do the thing about air yards and stuff like that. You know, Amazon is sponsoring all this technology. So Amazon got money just to throw at anything. So they're doing air yards, or they do yards after contact, or yards expected versus yards produced, to get all these these numbers. All the analytics are taking over. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of math nerds that are taking over the NFL. No offense, but that's what's happening. But analytics, this is somebody told me about numbers. You can make stats and numbers prove any kind of point that you want it to prove. So don't always put your faith into it. Somebody also said that women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. So which is it? Because I'm getting both sides of the coin. Some people say you can manipulate numbers to prove any point you want to, whether right or wrong. But then you tell me men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Like, what is it? Because this article has me puzzled. Let me go through this ranking, guys. This is the top. Stay with me. This is the top deep passers in the NFL thus far. You know what I'm saying? So I can't fault it 100%. But thus far, this is number one. Let's see. Number one, Russell Wilson. Now, after the year Russell Wilson's been having, you can't really argue with Russell Wilson. They said he's 8 for 11 on his deep passes for 300-something yards, 6 touchdowns. All right, I mean, that's as close to perfect as you can get when it comes to throwing deep. You know what I'm saying? Number two, Aaron Rodgers. Now, I like Aaron Rodgers' numbers because he takes those chances. Aaron Rodgers is number two. He's 9 for 23 on deep pass attempts. 23 deep pass attempts is almost double the number one guy. So he's taking a lot more chances. You know what I'm saying? Throwing deep routes. So that's why I'm a little bit confused. If you're just going off pure numbers, I guess they're going off passer rating, because his passer rating is 115.8 on deep passes because he has 2 touchdowns, 377 yards. We all know Aaron Rodgers got the flick of the wrist. You know what I'm saying? Look at the flick of the wrist with Aaron Rodgers. He can throw that thing deep. He discount double checking like crazy. Aaron Rodgers, I respect that, but it is what it is on Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you can't knock that. Number three, Jared Goff. Now, this was a little bit shocker to me. Jared Goff is the number 3 deep passer in the league. Huh? I know we're going off numbers, but let's just talk about the eye test and what we're thinking. Jared Goff. Now, he's 5 for 5 on deep pass attempts, 139 yards, 1 touchdown, a perfect 158.3 passer rate. That's why he's kind of up so far. But I just don't. When I think of Jared Goff, I don't think of a guy throwing the ball downfield, stretching the field. It's going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, number 3 is a little confusing to me. Number 4. Y'all ready for this? I need a sip of drink. Number 4, rated deep passer. Carolina Panthers quarterback Teddy Bridgewater is the number 4 rated deep passer in the NFL. I'm going to just let that marinate for a little bit. Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not making this up, guys. Teddy Bridgewater is the number 4 rated deep passer in the NFL. He's 5 for 8 on deep attempts, 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 145.8 passer rate. Now, I will say this. Teddy Bridgewater has hit a couple deep passes to Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. He has done that, which is pretty much out of character because we know Teddy is the check down king. You know what I'm saying? He learned from the best Drew Brees last year when he played as his backup the past couple years. But obviously, like I said, guys, this is just based off the numbers. Teddy Bridgewater is the number 4 rated deep passer. Like I said, you can manipulate numbers to prove any point you want to do, but I think nobody's going to mistake Teddy Bridgewater to be one of the most deadliest or best deep passes in the NFL. I'm going down the list, guys, so pay attention to the guys I haven't named. Next up, number 5, Dakota Prescott. Dak Prescott is the number 5 rated deep passer in the league. Now, Dak Prescott does throw that thing deep a little bit. I ain't going to lie. I'm not going to say I can't really knock Dak on that deep ball. 6 for 12 on deep passes, 243 yards, 1 touchdown, 123.6 passer rating. Dak Prescott is an adequate quarterback for throwing deep. You know what I'm saying? I can't really be mad at that number. Dak Prescott, he's been putting up crazy numbers. You know what I'm saying? He's been putting up crazy numbers. But apparently Dak Prescott was rated the last year's best deep passer according to Next Gen Stats. So he's back in the top 10 this year for more in 2020. So I can't really knock Dak for that. Number 6, Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Former Super Bowl champion, partial owner of the Kansas City Royals. Half a billy quarterback. Patrick half a billy Mahomes is the number 6 rated passer. Behind Teddy Bridgewater, behind Jared Goff, behind Dak Prescott. I think we all just saw him throw these deep balls on Monday Night Football against the Ravens. And we saw him sling that deep pass to Tyreek Hill against the Chargers. This dude is one of the best. This dude probably has one of the strongest arms in the NFL. He claims he can throw 80 yards. Tyreek Hill is clearly the fastest guy in the NFL. He has the best deep threat with the strongest arm. How is he? I mean, I know the numbers say 3 for 9, 123 yards, 3 touchdowns, 121.5 passer rating. But, like, how is Patrick Mahomes only number 6 on the top 10 passer? Like, I know it's numbers, but let's use our heads, guys. Let's use our heads. Like I said, I like numbers too, a little bit. I'm an accountant. But let's use our eyes. Patrick Mahomes is number 6 rated deep passer behind Teddy Bridgewater. Huh? Say huh? Okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, analytics. Okay. Analytics. Cool. I'm keep it moving. Number 7. Excuse me. Matt Ryan. 8 for 18 on deep attempts, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, 128.2 passer rating. According to this article, all these numbers that he's accumulated only happened through the first 3 quarters because we know the Falcons always choke after that. That is also not true. I just made that up. I had to get my Falcons joke in. Matt Ryan, he's been putting up numbers, man, but they can't close these games out. They cannot close these games out. I mean, Calvin Ridley has been going off. He's been catching a lot of deep passes. Julio has been injured. He's been quiet. You know what I'm saying? This is different. Jay Hud said, yeah, it's a 3-game sample size. I agree. So the numbers are going to be skewed for now, but I'm going to blame them for putting out this article right now in the first place. There's no reason to put this article out if it's not going to be up for criticism, and I'm putting it up for criticism. You know what I'm saying? Number 8, Josh Allen. Now, this is when you want to talk about eating crow. Josh Allen's 8 for 13 on deep attempts, 257 yards, a 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, 99 passer rating. You know what I'm saying? He's number 8. He had a strong arm. We all knew he used to always overthrow guys last year, and people used to crack jokes on that. But a lot of this stuff has been coming off of play action. You know what I'm saying? He's just thriving in the deep spread offense with Stephon Diggs there now. Josh Allen has a ridiculous arm, and he's improved. I mean, obviously, for him to make that list after overthrowing people. Number 9, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is 4 for 6 on deep attempts, 117 yards, 1 touchdown, 149.3 passer rate. Now, his numbers are comparable to some of those guys when it comes to percentage and passer rate. Why isn't Daniel Jones higher? Because they know it would be an atrocity to put him that high, the same way it's an atrocity that Teddy Bridgewater is the number 3 deep passer in the NFL. But I'm not going to spend too much time on him. Number 10, ranked deep passer. None other than Cameron Newton. 4 of 6 on deep attempts, 128 yards, no touchdowns, but 109.7 passer rating. For your only deep threat to be probably Julian Edelman, and I don't know. It's just weird. Julian Edelman's always been known as a slot possession wide receiver running quick, short routes with Tom Brady. Now he's a deep threat. This is only in a weird year like 2020 with Julian Edelman at the age of 30-something, transform himself into a deep threat. Cam Newton had always been one of the most accurate deep passers before anyway, but the fact that he's unlocked this element to Edelman's game, I like saying that, is crazy to me. But it's 2020, man. You know what I'm saying? This article says that 5 of the 6 deep targets have been intended for Edelman, who have caught 3. 2 of them came on play action, and it's crazy. But I mean, he hasn't even thrown a deep touchdown. But the fact that I guess he's throwing deep passes that Julian Edelman gave him a lot more credit and put on that list. But just to recap, number 10 is Cam Newton, number 9 is Daniel Jones, number 8 is Josh Allen, 7 Matt Ryan, 6 Patrick Mahomes, 5 Dak Prescott, 4 Teddy Bridgewater, 3 Jared Goff, 2 Aaron Rodgers, and 1 Russell Wilson. Whew. Guys, these writers are bored. They've been bored in the house bored. So they just be making up content now, just doing stuff, crazy stuff. But man, I've been cooking for an hour and 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and run through these predictions, man. So I can get y'all up out of here so I can go watch that NBA game. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull up the schedule. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to give you my quick breakdown on every game of this week. I'm not doing a spread just yet. You know what I'm saying? I've been betting. I've been having my up and downs on betting. So I'm not going to do a spread just yet. I'll do my predictions. If you want to drop your predictions in there as I'm going, go ahead and do that. But I'm not I'll do scores, but I'm not going to look at the spread. So starting Thursday, we had the Broncos versus the Jets. This is going to be probably the most underwhelming game of the week. I'll be surprised if anybody scores a touchdown at all. But I'm going to take the Broncos in this game just because I believe Adam Gase will get fired, and I do want to see him not wearing a mask. Actually, I want to see how petty he can be. I'm not going to say I don't want to see him wearing a mask. I want to see if on the way out the door, him getting fired, he's going to try to get the team fined or suspended for losing some draft picks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know when you ever put in your 2 weeks notice on the job and you stop following all the rules, you come to work late, you leave early, you take extra long breaks because you're like, what they going to do? Fire me? I put my 2 weeks notice in. So I'm trying to see what Adam Gase is going to be on. He might call all kind of trick plays and stuff like that. The Broncos got to be ready. Their defense has been playing pretty good. So I expect them to win this game. I don't even know how to pronounce the starting quarterback's name. Rypien, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? But I expect them to win in a low-scoring game. I'll say 16-9. You know what I'm saying, for the Jets. 16-9 for the Broncos, winning that game by a touchdown. Moving on. The Chargers at the Buccaneers. The Chargers are 1-2 versus the Buccaneers 2-1. The Bucs will be facing Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert will get his, third start? Probably second official start because that first one with Tyrod Taylor going out in pregame pretty much doesn't count to me. The Bucs are looking to create some room in the division. Everybody else is 1-2 or 0-3 for the Falcons. I think the Bucs will win this game. The Chargers on the road on the East Coast for a second week in a row. Rookie quarterback going against Todd Bowles, who has a good front seven. Their defense is playing pretty tough right now. The Bucs offense versus the Chargers defense will be a good matchup to watch because the Chargers, they do bend but don't break, but they have a lot more weapons. Chris Harris Jr. will not be playing for the Chargers. He hurt his ankle against the Panthers last week. I remember that. So we'll see what Justin Herbert can do against this tough defense. This is going to be a real test because he's played Kansas City. He's played the Panthers, 2 defenses that were like, and he had 5 turnovers last week. The team had 5 turnovers last week. If they do that against the Bucs may blow them out, but I don't think so. I think they win by double digits. I have the Bucs winning 30-20 at home. Give me the Bucs. Saints at Lions. Both teams are 1-2. The Lions just upset the Arizona Cardinals to get their first win of the year last week. You know what I'm saying? They won by a field goal by Matt Prater, of course. The Lions are hard to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Because Matthew Stafford, they got Kenny Galladay back, so they obviously made a difference. But at the same time, you just never know. They're usually in a tough division, but Minnesota's kind of down this year. Obviously, Green Bay is going to be Green Bay, and the Bears are undefeated. So the Lions are always on the outside looking in because they struggle to get some of these teams. But they've proven this year that they can compete. You know what I'm saying? So I'm anxious to see. I think this will be a very close game, and with it being in a dome, I think the Saints will bounce back. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the Lions being able to stop Alvin Kamara. I think the Saints can win a close game. I'm going to call this 26-23. Same score last week with the Lions last week, but this time they're going to lose. I got the Saints 26-23. Big game by Alvin Kamara. Drew Brees bounces back with a clean game and actually gets the job done. So I got the Saints winning by 3 in a close game. The Ravens at the Washington football team. It's just so weird looking at my phone and seeing the schedule and seeing football team. I'll probably never get used to this, but who knows when they'll get a logo or a mascot, whatever. But obviously, I'm taking the Ravens in this game. The Ravens will be looking to get revenge. I think Chase Young is hurt for the Redskins, so they still have a bunch of first-round picks on the D-line, so it will be interesting to see how that offensive line for the Ravens can bounce back after getting utterly embarrassed. But they'll be able to stay balanced because Washington is no threat to pass the ball or run the ball on the Ravens defense. The Ravens defense is not as bad as they seem. Lamar Jackson, he's going to be looking to prove the haters wrong. A lot of people were calling him the running back again because he put up less than 100 yards passing against the Chiefs. The Chiefs just are that good and they're that much better than the Ravens, but the Ravens are still an upper echelon team in this league. I think they dominate here. I don't know what the spread is, but I think they'll win 31-10 Ravens in a big statement game to bounce back this week. Seahawks at the Dolphins. Seahawks are undefeated, traveling to South Beach, baby. You know what I'm saying? All the way from the West Coast. And this will be an interesting game because a lot of people struggle this time of the year when it's humid. But the Seahawks, they're going to be coming a long way. Coming from that West Coast, you know what I'm saying, to the Sunshine State. The Seahawks, their defense has been atrocious. They have one of the worst defenses in the league, especially when it comes to pass defense. But Ryan Fitzmagic, sometimes he can pull some games out of his butt. Will this be a game where he actually plays pretty solid? You know what I'm saying, with Devontae Parker and guys like that? What will happen with that? You know, the Seahawks picked up Jamal Adams, but it's had a nominal impact. Yes, he makes some plays, but their defense overall just isn't good. But I still don't see the Seahawks losing any games. They've been putting up 30-plus points on everybody. Russell Wilson has been going crazy. He's out with something to prove. He finally wants to get that MVP. I got this game being 33-17 Seahawks in South Beach. I got the Seahawks winning. Another game at 1 o'clock is the Vikings at the Houston Texans. Two teams that had high apple pie in the sky hopes coming into this year, but have underperformed. Both teams are 0-3. Nobody would have thunk it. You know what I'm saying? That both of these teams would be 0-3. Granted, the Texans have played the Ravens and the Chiefs, two of the best teams in the AFC. And the Steelers, one of the best defenses in the AFC. So you can't really fault them. They've had a tough hand. But the Vikings have been struggling too. The Vikings, I don't know what their identity is. Kirk Cousins is afraid to throw to anybody that's not named Adam Thielen. Dalvin Cook has had his spots, but they still struggle. They lost a close one last week to the Titans, and I don't think they're as bad as they seem. I don't think either team is as bad as they seem, but I like the Texans being able to score a little bit more points, even without D-Hop. I like them staying balanced with the running game, with Deshaun Watson getting involved a little bit, and obviously, they're going to need this win if they want to have any kind of chance in their division with the Titans and the Colts there. So the Titans, I got them winning this in a must-win game. I got this in a close game. I got this 28-24 Houston winning this game. You know what I'm saying? A pretty high-scoring game, but I like Houston. The Browns at the Cowboys. Browns, they figured out their formula. Give the ball to your running backs. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, give the ball to those guys. Don't let Baker Mayfield make dumb mistakes. Don't put it in the hands of Baker Mayfield. I know you got Odell Beckham and Landry and all these good guys on the outside. That ain't it, Chief. Give the ball to your running backs and get out the way. Only throw when you have to. That's the formula for success. The Cowboys are 1-2. The Browns are 2-1. This is going to be an interesting game to see in Jerry World. Odell Beckham, the return of Jerry World. I don't think he's played there since he played for the Giants. So it'll be interesting to see him show out. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys is the game where he had that spectacular 3-finger catch that put him on the map. But I don't know. The Cowboys, they're beat up. You know what I'm saying? McCarthy, I'm reading this stat that he's 5-0 as a coach at AT&T Stadium. Obviously, not all of those came as the head coach of the Cowboys, but I think being at home is going to be the difference for the Cowboys this game. And I think they're going to score a lot of points, and it's going to force bringing Baker Mayfield to have to throw the ball. I don't think that's a recipe for success. I got the Cowboys winning 30-21 by 8 points. It'd probably be closer than that, but I've been wrong before. So we'll keep it moving. Jags at Bengals, the battle of the cats. One team is 1-2. The Bengals are fresh off of a tie at 0-2-1. I like the Jaguars in this game, man. I'm going with the mustache and Minshew. He's annoying to me to a certain extent, but I like the Jags here because Joe Burrow, he's been getting beat up a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take its toll. Now, not to saying the Jags are just going to put a whooping on them because their defense is not as good as it used to be, but I think that all this passing and stuff they've been doing with him and dropping him back 30, 40, 50, 60 times a game is a recipe for a disaster because if you're losing, you're putting the ball in your quarterback's hands, giving the defense more chances to tee off on him. Joe Burrow, I don't see him getting his first win in this game. I got the Jags in a close one, and it's going to be I'll say 27-23. You know what I'm saying, Jags. Next, Colts at Bears. Obviously, the Bears are undefeated. Colts are 2-1. They just had a big win last week. Chuck Pagano's going to be playing his first game versus his former team. Chuck Pagano's the defensive coordinator, you know what I'm saying? And Matt Nagy and Frank Wright, the head coaches of each respective team, they go way, way back like silk wife beaters and wave caps. Coaching on the staff with Andy Reid. You know what I'm saying? The Bears defense is legit. I like the Bears, honestly, in this game with Nick Foles starting at quarterback. I just like Allen Robinson has been balling. Montgomery has been solid. I know Tariq Cohen's out for the year, but I like what they're doing, mixing in Cordero Patterson. They finally got Foles, somebody he's probably more comfortable with, and somebody he's not afraid to take chances with. Mr. Trubisky, I don't see him getting back in the game. I think Foles keeps it rolling for the Bears. Like I said, I think the Bears lock down the Colts offense. It'll be a good matchup in those trenches because the Colts have some very good offensive linemen, and the Bears defensive line, we know who they have with Mack and Hicks. So we'll see that good matchup there. I like the Bears in this game. Low scoring game. I like a 17-14 Bears. Giants at Rams. The Giants are 0-3. The Rams are 2-1. I'm taking the Rams in this game. The Giants are terrible without Saquon Barkley. I don't know what their record is without Saquon. It says they've only been scoring 14.3 points per game. Without Saquon, they're 1-3. They're not gonna get. They're gonna be 1-4 after this game. I just think without Saquon, it's gonna be a recipe for disaster. I just hope that Aaron Donald doesn't rip Daniel Jones' head off. So we'll see what happens there. I got the Rams winning, bouncing back after losing last week, 28-10. The Chiefs, the Bills at the Raiders. The Bills been hot. The Chiefs, the Bills have been hot. The Raiders have been solid too. They've been a lot. They've overachieved thus far through the year. If they want to keep pace with Kansas City, they must win a lot of these non-divisional games before they start divisional play. Now, the Raiders have a massive offensive line, and the Bills' defense is pretty solid too. Derek Carr has been playing fairly steady. I think the big factor is going to be if I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. The big factor is how is Henry Ruggs going to play for the Raiders, because that's the big factor. Him going deep opens up everything. We saw them struggle last week against the Patriots without him because he makes their offense go. He opens up everything for Waller underneath and Jacobs in the passing game also, and Brian Edwards and stuff like that, and Hunter Renfrow underneath. So they need him. But if he doesn't play, that could be the turning point in this game. You know what I'm saying? So I like the Bills, though. Josh Allen, like I said, he's been hot, been one of the better deep passes. Their defense is good. Stephon Diggs, they've showed a lot of improvement. I like the Bills winning this game. I think it's going to be 30-24 Bills. I got a lot of high-scoring games on here. Eagles at 49ers. Eagles, trash. 49ers are decimated by injuries. Can the Eagles actually get on track? No, because the cupboard is still not bare with the 49ers. The 49ers are very well coached. So even though they have a system. So even though guys are hurt, they can still run the system. I had no faith in Jared McKinney, but he was still effective enough last week to help get the job done. Nick Mullins, I had no faith in him. I had no faith in Jimmy Garoppolo. So that's not pretty much different at quarterback. So they were able to make up for that. Deebo Samuel, I'm hearing rumors that he may return very soon. So if he can return, that'll be even better for the 49ers. I like the 49ers winning this game against the Eagles. I don't know if Doug Peterson or Carson Wentz are going to make it through this year. How much cachet do you get for winning the Super Bowl? Only time will tell. I think that this is going to be a ugly game. It's going to be the Sunday night game. I don't know why, but I'll probably watch it because who knows how many more weeks of football we'll get, so I feel obligated to watch it. I got the 49ers winning 24 to let's go 24. Let's go 24-20. 24-20 49ers. The Monday night game, the Falcons at the Packers. This is going to be a high-scoring game. One team is 0-3, one other team is 3-0. Packers are 3-0. I bragged about them all show. The Packers are good. They're legit. They're gonna win this game. I think it'll be interesting early because I think the Falcons will be able to put up a fight. I don't see them blowing a lead, but I see them running out of gas late in the game. We'll see if Julio plays. Even though Dan Quinn has had very good success against Aaron Rodgers, we'll see how this game goes. But I got the Packers winning this game. I think it's going to be a lot of points. I'm going 35-28 Packers. Last but not least, the Carolina Panthers. I'm not going to get too in-depth about the breakdown because I'm going to talk about this in a separate video. But the Cardinals at the Panthers. Cardinals are going to be traveling to the East Coast to face the Carolina Panthers. Carolina beat the Cardinals last year, and I think they had 6 sacks on Kyler Murray. Obviously, things are different now. Kyler Murray's playing a lot better. He has one of the best wide receivers in his arsenal now to throw to, and they've just been playing all around better. From year 1 to 2, they've made progress. So Kyler Murray will be traveling to Carolina this year, and Carolina's going to be fresh out their first win. I wouldn't be surprised to see Carolina make the upset and win this game. I'm not gonna lie. I would love for them to show progress or whatever, but still have a low enough draft pick to get a quality quarterback. But they have a decent enough roster to compete if that defense can show up like it did last week and they can get after Kyler Murray like they did last year and get after him like they did Justin Herbert last week. The Panthers will have a chance in this game, and they're gonna need to because I'm not confident that they can stop DeAndre Hopkins when he's running routes out there. So it's gonna be up to the Panthers defense to make that X factor and see if Teddy Bridgewater will actually open up and throw that ball downfield if he can get some time and take some chances when he gets that time. Because they're not gonna have Christian McCaffrey, who was a big difference last year against the Cardinals, who hit a big long home run. So Mike Davis is going to have to step up. I watched some of the film. He was missing some holes every so often. He's going to have to step up. The rest of the offense is going to step up. Defense have to keep doing what they did last week. This game, I got the Cardinals winning, though. I got them winning a close game. You know what I'm saying? I think the Cardinals are going to win 26-23. I picked that score multiple times. But I think it's gonna be the X factor right there. I think Teddy is not going to be able to sling it enough to keep up with Kyler. And the defense is going to play better again, but I don't think it's going to be dominant enough in getting turnovers like they did last week against the Chargers, enough to give the enough to carry the offense. So the defense is not going to be good enough to carry the offense again. So that's my prediction. That's all the games. So you guys take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, the Steelers and the Titans game, I will be picking the Steelers in that game. It's been postponed, so we'll see what happens there. But I'll probably take the Steelers just because the Titans can't practice. That's the only reason I really need to explain on that one. So that is what it is. But, man, we've been going an hour and a half strong, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, man. We've been going hard in the mother-loving paint. Panther Leon in this thing said, "What up, though?" Said he always late. It's all good, bro. We in the house. You know what I'm saying? He said, "I'm always so late." Yeah, it is what it is, man. Life happens. It is what it is, man. I appreciate you sliding through, though. But make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you hadn't. Like I said, I guess about you said you think we got this. Like I said, I just think the defense will be playing better. I'm glad to see the progress from Brian Burns and Jeremy Chin and guys like that, and us causing turnovers, and Derek Brown also too, but us causing turnovers. But I don't think they'll be able to play good enough to get the turnovers again like they did last week in order to help the offense. The offense kicked all those field goals until they get their stuff together and we play complementary football. It's going to be hard to beat some of the half-decent teams in the league, even though it's the Cardinals. But I still think a chance that Brian Burns has a pretty solid game. They're going to be looking out for him, especially after he had a couple sacks last year against Kyler Murray, and he had a good game last week. So they're going to be keying on him, man. So it'll be tough, you know what I'm saying? But I'm about to sign off, guys. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all know how we're doing every Wednesday, and immediately after the game on Sundays, we're doing the live streams, man. So we'll It's gonna be plenty of opportunities. Fingers crossed that COVID, we keep it under control, keep this football season coming. You know what I'm saying? Fingers crossed. But I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy, man. It's getting hot in here. Apparently, Leon said defense starting to gel. Offense is what it's going to struggle, but we'll be all right. I think so too. I just want to see progress from the defense. I think our offense is going to be a work in progress, but I want to see the defense improve from week to week, little by little. We've actually played better last week. I didn't expect us to have any kind of performance resembling what we did last week at all this year. I thought the defense was going to be the thing that was going to struggle all year, and the offense was going to try to carry us. But it was the opposite last week, so we'll see what happens, man. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I got to sign off. I got to go watch these NBA Finals, man. Y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay safe. I'm Aaron Duncan signing off. I'll see you next time. Peace.